Following the order of the Federal High Court on the release of convenient revolutionary protest Omoyele Sowore by the Department of State Services, his lawyer Femi Falana assured the public of Sowore'S release. While addressing the media, Falana spoke on the judgment, stating Sowore will be released with immediate effect, as he will be presenting him to court whenever he is to be arraigned. Falana also spoke on the court's conditions for release, stating Sowore'S international passports and other valuables has been seized.
Of seeing the history coming at our own time. We are glad. Revolution!
Freedom comes by struggle. Freedom comes by struggle. By struggle. Freedom comes. Sowore'S a free man again.
The only thing is to deposit international passport.
If we no fight, we don't lose. Now what is Sowore tell us with that? And with this one, we want to remind the whole of Nigerians. Say Sowore don't ask for 5 things. First, for this country today, unemployment boku e plenty well. Most Nigerians that they commit suicide, many of them they no get job, they finish university, they no agree do anything. So we dey tell the federal government, say no be just to pay 30,000 minimum wage, which they never even pay self. Say make they pay 30,000 minimum wage, make they make sure say unemployment in Nigeria, make they reduce them by 80%. Make they stop corruption for Nigeria. Yes. Make they stop insecurity democratically. Make they renationalize power. And all those ones we don't win. I remember when it rose. I remember. Sowore, you day among us. When it rose.
I'm so happy because the cause of justice has defeated the tyranny in Nigeria, and we are very, very happy that this is a mark of justice, as you can see. That Sowore is granted release today is part of what we are agitating, that we should all be defending and all the time trying to speak for justice. This is a matter that has no ground ab initio, but the federal government is trying to make issues out of it. We thank God for justice, the way court work, and we equally thank the SAN Femi Falana for his vibrant the charge of arguments and advocacy for today's judgment. It's a victory in a way for people, especially for the oppressed in Nigeria. It's a victory for the voice of Nigerians in a situation of ours in Nigeria. Somebody coming up to challenge the oppression, challenge bad governance, and today we can see people are jubilating. It's a leverage for the people to face challenges, to say the truth in the face of the barring of guns. So we are indeed very happy.
And I feel vindicated that our position all along, that the detention is illegality, that the detention is unconstitutional. So I'm so excited.
You don't sound excited, sir. You are cold.
You see, there's no way I will not be cold, because in the first instance, the travesty ought not to have been conceived or contemplated in the first instance. So, and why I'm so excited is because of the fact that the judiciary, has acted the way it ought to, by not creating an enabling environment for tyranny to thrive. So that is the basis of my excitement, because the whole idea behind this incarceration was to silence all of us. And that is against the fundamental tenet of democracy, for goodness sake. Times have changed. You have every right to hear your views, whether correct or incorrect. Just say it. As a matter of fact, I belong to a school of thought that if you cannot bite, rather, at least back. Yoruba will say, "One tori gbigbo paja." Do you understand? So I'm excited. It's Sowore. We'll talk on phone. So, and I must, in the same token, thank you, members of the press, for sustaining the temple, regardless of the intimidation from the fifth columnist, the paid propagandist. So I think this development, they will have that sense of decency to swallow, the umbu pie. Thank you.
Victory for the people of Nigeria. It is victory for freedom. It is victory for Aluta. It is victory for revolution. Because what led us here, what led us to where we are today is simply a pattern of government brutal clampdown on voices of dissent and citizens' right to express themselves. But as Justice Taiwo, the Honorable Justice, has demonstrated today, we, the people of Nigeria, have the right to disagree with government. We have the right to demonstrate. We have the right to demonstrate our remonstrances. And so, what happened today is a victory for democracy. It is a victory for the Nigerian people. It is a victory for AAC. It is a victory for Omoyele Sowore. It is a victory for revolution. And it tells us that if we remain steadfast in this struggle, eventually liberation will be ours. And so I congratulate every Nigerians. I congratulate them for their doggedness. I congratulate them for their trust. I congratulate them for their courage. And I hope that in the coming days, we are going to demonstrate more courage in facing every policy of government that we consider bad, in ensuring that we register our displeasures against every bad style of governance in this country, and ensure that in the end, the freedom, the liberation that we are all striving for, and the prosperity that we want for all the people of this country will eventually be achieved. So once again, congratulations to the people of Nigeria, congratulations to Omoyele Sowore, and congratulations to AAC, and Luta Continua.
That Mr. Omoyele Sowore should stand trial for insulting the president, for laundering his own money, and for treasonable felony for planning a protest against the government of President Muhammadu Buhari. The State Security Service, which had sought to amend the detention order of Mr. Sowore for another period of 20 days, was compelled this morning to apply for the withdrawal of the application ex parte. And of course, on our own part, we withdrew our own applications for bail when we thought he was being investigated for terrorism, as well as the other application to challenge or challenging the order, detaining him. As it is, the lawyer to the State Security Service now applied in view of the fact that an information has been filed that our client be further detained. But we counter by reminding the court that there is no order of court today warranting the further detention of our client, and that nobody can be detained in Nigeria without an order made by a competent court. And on that basis, the court acceded to our application and ordered the immediate release of our client. But in view of the fact that the government has filed an information which is now pending before this honorable court, the court gave a condition, by asking that my client be released to me, and I should deposit his international passport. And if and when the state decides to charge him or to arraign him, I will produce him. Of course, that is not a problem for me. My client is not going to run away. Yes.